Hey everyone, let's do the next one. It's the Amphysvena trial challenge. Another 29,000 damage points enemy, meaning we need to deal 2.06 billion damage. This is the team we'll be using, and we are using a unit that's been almost forgotten. But she has lightning chains in her kit, and that is Luna Freya. So with this being Machina Dragon, weak to lightning, we're going to 4 turns because I'm lazy, honestly. But yeah, it's also the easier way to make sure you have all the buffs necessary, you can set this up properly, etc, etc, etc. Yeah, one thing I probably should change is this. Okay, so team, Eris, no gear as you can see. Jessie, as per usual, has 100% resistance to all, the standard build, and I'm leaving one materia slot open if you don't have Log's Dagger or Avalanche's Bandana, although that's her own STMR, I assume you should have it. And yeah, that is pretty much it. Now we're also using Dark Knight Lunev. He has some auto LB in his base form. Brave Shift is geared towards DPS a little bit, though he'll be chaining and less so using his LB. He is built for true double hand, as you can see, which makes this a little bit easier. These are the abilities. So he's using quite a few STMRs, as you can see. Don't fret it. His damage is insignificant. He's doing around about 100 million, which isn't all too great, honestly. Next up is Lightning, wearing pretty much just her TMR in base. If you have it, you could go for Dragon's Brush. You could also, if you don't have her STMR, but you should if you have her Near Vision Awakened, you could use her TMR as well, just to activate the passive. I don't even know what it does. Oh, it doesn't even matter, so don't need it. I'm just that paranoid that I'm always using it. Brave Shift. What's really important here is Luminous Cloves for at least, or at the latest, turn 2 Limit Burst, but it's up to you. What's important is Arena's Ring and Thunder Shield. Thunder Shield allows you to use Thundega. And we're going to use that in conjunction. By the way, she has no vision card. Oh, and the vision card on Dark Knight Lunev. I showed this, I think. Anyway, and then we've got Luna Freya on Ferris's card. You can use her own, but Ferris's card is technically better on her. And this is a standard evocation build, so double Scepter of the Pious, which is entirely free, just her. Chronicle Battle, you get 2 of those for free, run it through the current item world, and you'll be good. Now, if you want to squeeze out more damage from your Luna Freya, you could gear her for rods. Let's say you have the Dark Vision Rod, that's a possibility. You could also use her own STMR, which boosts evocation damage by 50. That's another option, definitely. I think it's better to do, because this one does the trick too, but the upside of using Scepter of the Pious is the 750 magic increase. So that's kind of a big deal for her, but I wouldn't be too surprised if using a single staff and the Dark Vision Rod combined with the 35 Imperil, the Rod Imperil, it should perform about the same. But the huge increase in magic, it's a lot. Alright, so she also needs the Clash Cloves for her 6x cap. She needs Frieza's Poncho, which was given out entirely for free. If you missed it, the next best thing and the logical upgrade would be Raven Heart. But since this is an STMR, I'm not using it, because she's already using enough STMRs as is. Rydia's Headband is one. Originator of the Final Summoning is one. Duty to the World is an STMR, although all of those are rather old. I'm still using quite a few STMRs here. I'd still consider this a budget guide though. So she's at maxed out Esper damage and Evo damage. We do not need Limit Burst. Also, one thing to note, whether she's EX+1 or EX+2, both is fine, because the brunt, or the most damage, the brunt damage, is coming from Tidus, who is wearing equip gun, which also sets the stage for Black Sparky, which means we can have huge variance swings in this. But on my 5 test runs, it never failed. We comfortably overcapped every single time, so this should be fine. This is the gear. He is using a few STMRs, Olave, Glacial Battlegarb, Nomad's Noctis, so that's Skye. One could argue if you have Skye's STMR, you might as well use Skye. Fair assessment, I could, yep. But I'm not, because you may only have Skye at EX+0, for example, and that's no bueno for this one. Well, technically it would be. You could use Skye's base form jump, that'd be fine too, probably. But we're not. So this is the gear. Lots of good stuff here. So Tidus is sitting at 260 LB, not quite maxed out, 200 Machina, and 225 Dragon. So decent, I would say. The boss is Machina Dragon. Did I say demon? I meant dragon, sorry. And why is Dark Knight Lunev on the team, you might wonder. So Dark Knight Lunev is on the team because he has Dark Rebirth, which is a 100% dark resistance boost. The boss has a special mechanic, which is an all-target dark elemental attack that reduces HP to 1 every turn. However, if you resist this, it deals no damage. Another option would be to use, what's her name? The original Alina, NVA Alina. She has Crystal Refragmentation, which is a 100% all resistance buff, which is also perfectly fine for this. But I thought, let's mix things up. Let's use a few units that haven't seen play in a while. Luna Freya, Lightning, and Dark Knight Lunev. All perfectly serviceable for this, and will be easily capping this fight. Let me refresh some energy. And let's go. Turn 4 clear, coming right up. All right. So Ares is going to Limit Burst on the first turn. Avalanche's Jessie is going to Midgar Special. Let's do this. So Lightning doesn't have LB, which is fine. We can use Gun Target. 4 turns of Gun Imperil onto the boss. I believe it's 4 turns. Yep. So there we go. Dark Knight Lunev. It doesn't have his LB. It's fine. He doesn't need it. Dark Rebirth it is, which is 100% resistance buff. Luna Freya is going to Star of Grace to unlock her Quadcast for 5 turns. That's all she's gonna do. And Starplayer Tidus is just going to guard. So here's the all dark attack, but since we do have enough resistances, we are fine. One other thing to mention is, do not touch the boss with any unit, because the boss will counterattack with a physical attack, which means you'll take damage, unless you also build everyone for elevation, which I highly suggest not doing. But for now, we're fine. So Lightning uses her Limit Burst. Dark Knight Lunev just guards. There's nothing to do for him. The same applies to Luna Freya and Tidus. Avalanche's Jessie is now going to do her Limit Burst. And Ares is going to wish to save the planet for a 100% Machina killer. Although, since this boss is dual race, this is effectively a 50% killer. So here's the counter, here's the standard attacks, but we don't take any damage. On this very turn, Lightning will use Thunderfall, which is a 130 Imperil, rather nice. It is, I forgot to mention this, the gearing. It's important that she is on Thunderfall. This was given out for free during the Final Fantasy XIII Lightning Returns event, so you should have this. It's a little bit costly. in mana, but you can always fill mana with Jessie or throw an elixir onto her. Either way is fine. So Thunderfall. So this means that we attack the boss, which in turn means we have to have 2 stacks of Mirage for lightning. It's fine because Jessie has exactly 2 stacks of Mirage for the entire party. So let's use that. We'll guard with the rest of the team as nobody has anything to do right now. So here's the counter attack on both of these, but that's fine. Here is the dark attack, and here's an all attack fire damage, which we miraged anyway. Alright, so Fandaga 4 times on lightning, Lunafreya Brave Shifts, quad casts Judgment of the Fulgarian 4 times, which is her lightning evocation damage, so it doesn't take away from your killers. Tidus Super Limit Bursts, Dark Knight Lunaf Brave Shifts, and it's important to use, you have 2 options. You either use Darkblade Chosen and double Darkblade Kaisen, or you equip the item for the coin that allows you to chain Stardust Ray. It's up to you, whichever you like to. If you're doing this, make sure that your Dark Knight Lunaf has enough HP, because this does damage to himself and you don't want him to die. And Ares is going to use quad Flame Fang. Now, because this is an all enemies attack, no, it's not, right? No, not her, but because Fandaga is an all enemies attack, you have to start the right hand side first. So Lightning and Lunafreya have to go first, such that the chain doesn't make midway. So we'll start this up and follow up right away. And this should comfortably cap this fight. So here it is, Dark Knight Lunaf taking a lot of damage, as you can see, but he is fine. We're looking at 2.06 billion. Let's see if my luck still holds. Oh, we overshot by a lot even. So as you can see, that was one comfortable clear. We'll check the damage breakdown, obviously, as always, so you know how much wiggle room there is. And as you can see, Lunafreya did around 700 million. Starplayer Tidus had a good variance roll on his gun this time around, dealt almost cap damage, 2.06 is what we're looking at. So even if your Lunafreya isn't EX+3 and just EX+2 or EX+1 even, you'll be absolutely fine. Also, Dark Knight Lunaf chipped in some damage, so we were absolutely good. Alright, and that is it. Perfect score. Thank you all for watching. I hope this was helpful, and we'll see each other for the last one in a bit. Bye bye.